Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority is set to review the price of fuel on Wednesday. President-elect William Ruto will have a tough balancing act on whether or not to keep the fuel subsidy. Sector experts discourage the continued use of the subsidy, saying that it's not only unsustainable, but will continue to pile on the country's debt burden, with some calling on a temporary suspension of some of the taxes imposed on the product. Faizal Ahmed has more on what options the president-elect has to cushion Kenyans from the high fuel prices.
The cost of fuel is one of the chief factors that contributes to the rise in inflation in the country. And once President-elect William Ruto assumes office Tuesday, will need to tackle head-on. To cushion Kenyans from the increased prices of the critical commodity, outgoing President Uhuru Kenyatta opted to subsidize the product, with the National Treasury paying more than 110 billion shillings to oil marketing firms. With fuel costs at an all-time high, partly fueled by the war in Ukraine and 9 levies placed on the product, it has become more of a luxury than a necessity for many Kenyans. And with the IMF piling pressure on the National Treasury to drop the subsidy by October, this will be one of the more immediate challenges facing the incoming government that they need to deal with.
I think they don't have much option in terms of letting it go. And the reason being is they are subscribed to an IMF program, and IMF are not for the subsidy continuing. Not out of malice, because the IMF program is for primary objective for the IMF program is debt sustainability.
One of the taxes and levies that each and every fuel consumer in Kenya pays is now the Petroleum Development Fund, which is 5 shillings and 40 cents. But we are in a scenario whereby for each and every litre, the subsidy is 50 shillings. So that is not sustainable.
The government should do away with the subsidy. This organization deals or is made up of members who are not franchised by the multinational. These are the members who for the last 1.5 years have been on the receiving end of the subsidy model. Why so? Because the subsidy model had EPRA remove the wholesale cap. This left us exposed to high prices.
Further, analysts recommend that the government reduces the taxes levied on the commodity as a short-term measure to curb the runaway prices.
So the most low-hanging fruit that they have, if they want to stabilize fuel prices, would to be reduced taxation, because it's the only thing that can have a short-term impact immediately. However, a question that will remain is how will they fund the gap in revenue based on the lost revenue they were supposed to get from fuel.
As a long-term measure, analysts say that the government can invest in importing more product when the prices are low to ensure that there's sufficient supplies should the prices shoot up. Further, they are calling on the stabilization of national entities like Kenya Power to reduce the over-reliance on fossil fuels to power industries. Faizal Ahmed, Citizen TV, Nairobi.